Hi, welcome to FitTV. I'm your host, Sheree Stevens. FitTV is the only fitness show here in Middle Georgia, which we highlight some of the movers and shakers. We have programming, and guess what? We also have activities leading up to the Georgia Wellness and Fitness Festival. We want to keep you in the know for your fitness journey, so welcome to FitTV. I'm Sheree Stevens, your host. I am super excited today because I am going to be interviewing Miss Dee Henry, Dee's Fit. If anybody knows fitness in Middle Georgia, they know Dee's Fit. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
How are you?
So for people who may not know you in the community, can you tell us who is Miss Dee Henry and how did you get here in Middle Georgia? I mean, we're happy to have you, but how did you make this journey here?
Well, I made the journey. My husband's military, so this is our retirement base. Of course, he was stationed at Robins Air Force Base, and once he retired, we figured, you know what, we love the area. Middle Georgia is a great place to live and, of course, raise your kids, so we decided to stay. And at that point in time, that's when I decided to open the studio.
Well, we're so happy that you did. Because I remember the first time I heard about you, all I heard about, she's energetic, she is a motivator, and I had to get the chance to meet you.
Okay.
So how did you get into fitness? Because sometimes people, it's hard to exercise. So how do you stay motivated, and how did you get into it?
I actually got into it back in 2002. It was a year after I had my daughter, and my mom had passed the prior year in 2001. And for me, it was like everybody else. I'm like every other girl in America. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, so I put their needs before mine. And I'm like everybody else. I say that so much because it's absolutely true. You know, we all have gym memberships and we don't go.
Right.
I had access to a whole base and I did not go until I saw a picture of myself, and that was my shock value. And once that picture was brought to light, I decided, you know what, it's time for me to do a little something just to get in a healthy zone, and especially with my mom passing from breast cancer. So that was my motivation. And then from there, God just has a way of opening doors, and my instructor saw something in me that I did not even see in myself. And from there, I became an instructor, and this is where we are.
So wait, you were taking classes,
I was taking classes.
And then your instructor saw you and was like, oh my gosh, you got to do this.
Yes. She said, you need to do this. And I was like, not me. And she was like, yes, you. And she made sure I studied. She made sure I went to all my courses. And that's where Dee's Fit was made, pretty much.
So how long have you been in this location?
I've been here. April marks our 2-year mark. So this past month marked our 2-year mark. Yes.
So I've seen you pop on social media,
Yes.
and you do a variety of different types of exercises. So can you tell the audience a little bit more about some of the things that you actually offer here at the studio?
Okay. Well, I offer anything from boot camp to spin, as well as yoga. It's a mixture of yoga and Pilates that I do. And I have everything from boot camp classes. A lot of people really do like the boot camp classes because it's a big variety. You can be doing abs, you can be doing jumps, burpees. Nobody likes burpees.
Oh yeah, I don't like burpees.
But that is one of the best exercises for the body. So just a number of things.
Because I'm on my fitness journey, and
Yes.
it's hard to stay up and stay down and whole nine yards, but you constantly just stay motivated. And how do you keep other people motivated?
My motto is, I'm here to help you. If I see that you want me to help you, or if I see that you're wanting to do better, to be better, to change it more into a lifestyle, that's what motivates me. So my whole thing is, if I see you're willing to do it, then it makes my job a whole lot easier, because it's not like pulling teeth. It's not like, okay, you need to come to training, or when you come into class. If you come, that right there is the highlight of my day. So that's basically how I stay motivated and help others.
Because I do want to tell the audience that at the last Georgia Wellness and Fitness Festival, you had a competitor that rocked the stage.
Yes, absolutely.
And can you tell me about some of her training and that process?
Well, her name is Cheryl Moore, and she was in the 50 and Hardy group. and she is really a hottie. She was just here she trains on Wednesday mornings, and her birthday was this past week, and she was like, "Dee, remember I'm 57 now."
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
"You're hot 57." So let's go, let's get to it. But
Happy birthday, Miss Cheryl.
yeah, happy birthday. But Cheryl does everything from boot camp to yoga. I really do ask that my clients take some type of stretching or some type of endurance training. And with yoga and Pilates mixed together, you're getting the best of both worlds because you're stretching, but then you have the endurance factor because it's body weight training. So if you can't hold up your own body weight, doing other moves, your posture is going to be wrong. It's going to be affected. So, yeah, sit up nice and tall. So she does everything. She takes spin. When we got ready for the competition time frame, she had to put in a little bit more time, and she didn't like me as much, but it worked, and she
We
rocked
saw the
it.
results.
Yes, she liked it. She loved it.
So why is stretching so important? Because, I run, but generally sometimes they don't ever tell us to stretch.
Right.
If it's at this time, you just go for it.
Yes.
So why is it important to kind of get the stretching?
It's so important because it saves you a lot of stress on the body, but then also it keeps you injury free. With me, I did a marathon back in 2013.
Wow.
It was on my bucket list. I checked it off and I won't do it again. But for me, the reason why I didn't have any injuries is because I stretch. And it releases a lot of stress, like I said, and it just helps your body flow into the move a whole lot better. And it helps you with posture. A lot of my clients, every training session, we don't do ab training, or we might not do legs, but whatever move we're doing is incorporating your core strength. It's incorporating, if you're doing squats, you're building your legs, but also if your posture is great, then the rest of it can flow all together. So you don't have to minimize yourself and stabilize only on the core strength as far as only doing abs. And we all know you can do abs till you're doing the face, but if you're not eating right, of course, and if your posture isn't right, different things, a lot of things can falter. So stretching really does help overall. The more genres of exercise you can pinpoint into your workout regimen, the better.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they just did a health rating for Making Good County, and they're like 146 out of 159 counties.
Really?
Yeah, so when I say that we're so thankful that you guys are using Middle Georgia's
Thank you.
retirement, we need people like you to keep us motivated and keep us moving forward because, especially for women, we, have the tire.
Yes.
And it's so hard to kind of, address
Bring it all together.
Bring it all
Yeah.
together. But the diversity, like you said, of exercising and keeping together and
Yeah, it really does help when you have different things because some people get in a rut where they're only running or they're only doing spin classes. But the more variety, your body needs that change on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, and that's why a lot of people get burnt out because typically they do something real hard for a month, and then after that they're like, okay, I'm bored, I'm tired, I don't want to do this anymore. Same thing with your nutrition plan. A lot of people are always eating salads and things like that, so they can't go into it and it's hard for them to adapt and keep it going.
And that's one thing I like about you. Yes, you focus on the physical and getting those situated, but you always tell us about eating properly and having the proper snacks.
Yes.
The whole 9 yards. And I think for Middle Georgia, that's one of our key things. Because I used to love some fried chicken and some things that I know that I should have not been eating.
We all dibble and dabble in it, but like I tell my clients, if you use it more as a lifestyle tool versus you depriving yourself, you can enjoy it at different times, different events, calls for different things. You might want an ice cream, but it won't be an everyday type pit stop. You know what I mean? I have a thing with my clients. Every time it's their birthday, I always put the hashtag Eat the Cake Anime. Give them that. You take that date and then you move on. Yeah.
I gotta give you my birthday.
Yeah.
So I be like,
get
you
your
told me I
hashtag.
could eat this cake.
Yes, you
so
can.
We'll get that situated. But you're sharing some really good information for the audience. We're going to go quickly to this commercial break, but we'll be back more with Dee Henry. We're here located at her studio here in Byron, Georgia. We'll be right back.
My name
name is Andrea, and I'm the co-founder of Anki Brand with my two sisters, Keisha and Brandy. We are an all-natural hair care and skincare company. We make everything ourselves by hand. Everything is natural. You can use it on straight hair, permed hair, twists, and it's good for your skin as well. Are you suffering with eczema? Are you suffering with extreme dry skin? Do you have dandruff? Anki Brand is where you need to go. Thank you. Everything is tried, tested, found true. We test on our skin, so it's safe for you.
Hi, my name is Wesley, and I help with Anki Brand. We sell products of the lemon lock oil, twist cream, and tea bags. They call me Mr. Anki Brand.
The magic of TV. Hello. So I've never seen anything like this. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's a beast. It is a step mill, stepmaster. So basically, you get on it and the steps rotate. You ever saw at the gym where the steps rotate and you got to keep climbing and climbing? That would be the go-to machine for power legs.
For power legs.
Power
I've been here in Middle Georgia forever. I've never heard of a step-a-thon. This machine is kind of scary to me, but can you tell us a little bit about what is the step-a-thon and kind of some of the meaning of the event that you're going to have this month?
Yes. This is what I'm going to be using for my step-a-thon. I've heard of it many years ago, of course. There's a rope-a-thons, walk-a-thons, all these thons. And for me, it normally is a group of people, a body of people. But for me, this time, because I'm doing it in memory of my mom, I decided I'm going to get on this machine and I'm going to step in the name of love.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to step until I can't step anymore. And that could mean minutes / hours and hours. But I'm asking for donations to get this awareness out, meaning for breast cancer awareness, because that is the token that kind of came into my heart, just in memory of my mom. So I wanted to bless somebody else. We always want to do for us, but sometimes you have to do for others. So the donations will go towards young women, old women, anybody who's fighting against breast cancer.
Because one of the key parts I've been learning a little bit more about combating some of these things is having an active lifestyle and exercising and eating right. So all this kind of correlates.
It does.
Together.
It really does. Everything has a purpose. If you don't eat, then you're not sleeping well. If you're not sleeping well, there's other things that's lacking somewhere in your day or in your year, of growth. So for exercise to be a big part of that, especially with me, and then, now my legacy with my kids, it just really does something to me. So when I got on this machine, every time I get on it, I think of my mom. Not for any sentimental reason, like she didn't use this back in the day or anything. It's just, I know if I'm on it, I'm doing it for a purpose. And that's where the vision came from, actually. Yeah.
Well, would you mind if the audience kind of stand on it? Because I've never seen it.
Okay.
And
I can do it a little bit more than
try
stand on it. I can kind of step it up.
Oh, you can step a little bit?
Yes. So you climb up on it, of course, and then you hit your start button. And the steps, they start to rotate. And you can choose different speeds. You can go faster. You can go slow. You can maintain it as good as you can. You never want to overdo it. You just want to basically work at your own endurance level. And that's where a lot of people go wrong with a lot of different classes. They want to stay with the person who's next to them, or they want to stay up with the instructor. And then sometimes it's not about everybody else anymore. You have to be zoned in on what you're trying to do. And so for me, I'm gonna be out here for a while, but I am actually leaving it open to the public. The public gets to come in, especially like my clients and people that come to the classes. They get to come in and they get to work out. I will have circuit training stations for them. So while I'm up here, I get to look down at all the other people. And I get to ask them for motivation. And me seeing them working in my studio and just, trying to get their lifestyle together, it will help me to thrive and stay on this machine.
I love it. So we're going to get you down because I'm going to tell you, I I want the community to support this.
Yes.
And we need more information on how we can, either they can come and do some circuit training, they can do some donations. You know, we want to support this effort because it's such a need. So if you can tell them
Sure.
how you get down here to the D Zone, your location, your address, and then also if it's a Facebook page or something, they can get in contact with you.
Okay. Well, you can donate. My Facebook page is Dee's Fit, or you can go to my other page, Dee Henry, and donate. The link is there for the Square account. Also, I am located off of Highway 49 in Byron, right next to Freshway Market. It's the only grocery store in Byron. So you cannot miss me, all right? If you come into the grocery store to get like some healthy stuff, bananas, strawberries, then you definitely will see me, all right?
All right, thank you, because I know we're going to have a lot of support.
Yes.
But I'm not going to leave out of here because you are one of the top fitness people
Thank
here
you.
in the region. We
Thank
appreciate you. So if someone wanted to start their fitness journey, of course, they can get in contact with you for classes and boot camps and the whole 9 yards. But if they just want to try a simple exercise at home, they kind of jumpstart, you know, that
Get them going.
motivation. I was wondering, can you either tell us or show us something?
Sure. Well, for one, you always want to start at your level. If you're somebody who's not used to working out, you don't want to go into full-blown exercises like burpees or anything. You want to keep it nice and simple. You can do everything. The main thing I like people to do to start off with is walking. When I first started my weight loss journey, walking was all I did before I even started into classes. I walked my butt off, literally. And I went from a size 12 down to a size 8 just by walking alone. And believe it or not, it is the lowest impact possible. So you're not injuring yourself, you're doing it at a good pace. And then, you know, being out there with nature, if you're outside, it's a good headspace for you to be in. So you can walk, of course. Power walking would be the best option. And then if you decide you want to be inside the house and you want to do like a quick circuit training, you can do everything from jumping jacks to squats. Now make sure if you're never done jumping jacks before or you're new to the game, you want to do modified jumping jacks. Modified jumping jacks would be more on a range of pushing from one side to the other. All right?
Oh, okay. I know how high he is.
Yeah.
Try.
You can do this.
So I try to
Just push. Yeah. There you go.
Yay.
Yay. So if you want to kind of up it a little bit, then you would go into your full-blown jumping jacks.
Okay.
On that one, you have to make sure, a lot of people don't realize, you have to make sure you stay on your toes.
On your
Because
toes.
if you drop your heels, you can mess with your Achilles heel a little bit. But also, if you're not warmed up properly, you can stress your calf muscle. All right? Another great move, if you're at home, which would be overall body, upper body, lower body, as well as core strength, would be a plank. And everybody's heard of those. So you have different variations, of course. When I do meet my clients for the first time, like consultation, kind of, sort of, we do planks, and I let them hold it for as long as they can. I don't overdo it, I don't underdo it. I don't say you have to hold it for a whole minute. I let them show me what their potential is. And then my job is to build them up. So you can either do it on your palms if you're more advanced, or you can go down to your forearms, and I'll do them.
Okay. All right.
So I'll show you the advanced version first. On your palms is here. Your back is nice and straight. Your shoulders are right over your wrist. And you're kind of looking at the floor. You don't want to overdo it by dropping in the hips, and you don't want to lift up in the upper body. You want to keep a beeline straight from your core all the way through to your neck and spine. Now, if you need to go to the beginner level, this is where you'll start. You'll just drop down to your forearms, and you'll extend out all the way onto your toes. There's one more other option you can do. You can cross your feet at the ankles and lean out just a little bit more and be on your knees. Now, this is more comfortable for people who have never tried a plank at all before. Yes.
So I'm going back to plank, so I'm going to do that third one
Yes.
to start. So before I get out of here, when I say I have enjoyed talking with you today, can you tell us if you're going to have any boot camps coming up? And because we definitely want people to continue to engage, and when we have knowledgeable professionals like you, we need to kind of continue. I mean, we don't want people out there doing some crazy stuff. We want the fitness journey to be safe and healthy. So, do you have a boot camp or anything coming up next?
Well, I always have boot camps every Monday and Friday morning. So there's always boot camps at 5 a.m. A lot of people, they're like, huh? 5 a.m. I don't get up that early. But believe it or not, once your body gets adjusted to it, you actually like it. If I cancel a class, you're like, man, my whole day is kind of screwed up because I really wanted to go to class. So that's every Monday and Friday morning at 5 a.m. I do a 6-week program, boot camp, and that is more structured. It's 2 days a week, and you get your meal plan, you get measured, you get all these great things, more like on a group personal training level versus one-on-one. So I do things like that as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So are you motivated? Are you excited? Because I know I am. I'm gonna have to do a 5 a.m.
Yes.
very soon. But thank you, Ms. Dee,
You're
for
welcome.
everything.
Thank you.
And I know that your step-a-thon is going to be so exciting and a success. And of course, you're stepping in the name of love, and we all want love. So for more information, get in contact with her via Facebook at Miss Dee Henry or Dee's Fit. Thank you again for joining us for Fit TV. We'll see you next week. See you soon. Well, Miss Dee Henry, I have enjoyed it myself so much. I know you're motivated because I'm motivated. I'm going to do a 5 a.m. boot camp.
There you go. There you go. And I got you on camera. So
I'm going to make it happen. But I truly enjoyed your D Zone.
Thank you.
And what do you call your group?
My D Squad.
D Squad.
Yeah, D Squad.
Yeah, I'm going to have to become a D Squad.
There you go. Give me some. Give me some.
And represent. But thank you again, and we'll see you soon.
Yes.
And we'll be here for the Step-a-thon to promote that and support that. And I may do some circuits. And
there you go.
We'll make it happen. But thank you again for watching Fit TV. We're going to be highlighting more movers and shakers, and we highlighted one today, Ms. Dee Henry at Dee's Fit. Come and see her here in Byron, Georgia, and we'll see you soon at Fit TV.